Ahsoka Tano is arguably the most popular character in the Star Wars universe at the moment, given the hype and excitement surrounding the anticipated premiere of her series. While we have done a deep dive into her character, there is an aspect of her character that many Star Wars fans know very little about: the evolution of her lightsabers and combat style. Welcome to Star Wars Deconstructed, students of the Force and acolytes of the galaxy. Whether you're a Jedi, Sith, or somewhere in between, join us today as we give you all the details about Ahsoka Tano's lightsaber and her combat style. This video will explore the progressive transformations of Ahsoka's lightsabers throughout the eras, highlighting how they resonate with her role within the Star Wars canon during each distinctive phase of her character development. The lightsaber is an emblem of the Jedi Order and is the preferred weapon of choice for these guardians of peace. Crafting a lightsaber represents a significant rite of passage for young Jedi initiates, a ceremonial process entailing the discovery of kyber crystals on the cold planet Ilum. Subsequently, the young Jedi assemble their lightsabers, tailoring them to their individual preferences. Thus, each lightsaber becomes a unique extension of its wielder, a principle applicable to Ahsoka Tano's own lightsabers. Noteworthy is the fact that Ahsoka's lightsaber evolution mirrors her personal growth. Her apprenticeship under Anakin's guidance and her experiences during her trials in the Clone Wars was influenced by the evolution of her lightsaber techniques. Ahsoka Tano's lightsabers have undergone a remarkable evolution since her initial appearance in the Star Wars saga. She was first introduced in the animated film Star Wars: The Clone Wars as Anakin Skywalker's Padawan. Ahsoka has matured into a resilient and distinctive Force wielder, a transformation evident in her recent portrayal in The Mandalorian. Ahsoka's popularity has increased to such a degree that she is now poised to headline her own live-action Star Wars series on Disney+, which is about to premiere in a matter of days. Among Ahsoka Tano's different lightsabers, her dual white lightsabers have emerged as the most iconic. But these dual white lightsabers were preceded by other versions. The majority of Jedi wield green or blue blades, with Mace Windu's purple lightsaber being a notable exception, and Ahsoka's lightsabers have adorned both colors before transitioning to her renowned white blades. The color of a lightsaber crystal carries significance, reflecting the nature and disposition of its wielder, as the kyber crystal remains colorless until shaped by a Force-sensitive individual into a lightsaber. The shifts in Ahsoka's lightsaber colors serve as a visual representation of her character development. In parallel, her advancement as a skilled combatant is mirrored in the alterations to her lightsaber design. Upon her introduction in the Clone Wars animated film, Ahsoka wielded a single lightsaber with a vibrant green blade. The green lightsaber is often symbolic of Jedi values such as harmony, cooperation, helpfulness, and spirituality. This particular lightsaber was crafted by Ahsoka herself, following her participation in the Gathering, a ceremonial rite on Ilum where young Jedi initiates construct their first lightsabers. Throughout the Clone Wars conflict, Ahsoka employed this distinct lightsaber in numerous battles across diverse planets, like Naboo, Felucia, and Geonosis. Her unique approach included an unconventional reverse grip, setting her apart and emphasizing her individuality within the Jedi ranks. Under the guidance of Anakin Skywalker, Ahsoka honed her combat skills, leading to a transformation in her weaponry. The pivotal moment arrived in the Clone Wars Season 3 episode titled Heroes on Both Sides, marking her adoption of a dual lightsaber style. Alongside her primary lightsaber, she embraced a shorter Shoto-style blade. Notably, the color of her second lightsaber deviated from the norm, sporting a yellow-green hue. This innovation in lightsaber combat, known as Jar'Kai, or dual lightsaber fighting, positioned Ahsoka as a formidable duelist in the Star Wars universe. This fighting technique is not very common among Force users, and the mastery of this technique is also hard for many to get, with Asajj Ventress being a notable exception among fellow practitioners. Ahsoka's affiliation with the Jedi Order ended in the Clone Wars Season 5's conclusion. Accused of crimes she didn't commit, Ahsoka chose to sever her ties with the Order, especially with the Order's involvement in the Perpetual War. She parted with her lightsabers, relinquishing her identity as a Jedi. However, Ahsoka's path met with that of Anakin and Obi-Wan once more during the Siege of Mandalore, a critical narrative arc within the 7th season. Anakin, having kept her lightsabers, presented them to her with a heartfelt gesture before her mission to capture Darth Maul. Notably, he enhanced them, altering the blade color to blue, akin to his own lightsaber. This emotional reunion marked their final encounter prior to Anakin's tragic fall and the events of Order 66. Following Order 66, Ahsoka buried her blue lightsabers alongside fallen clone troopers, where they would later come into Darth Vader's possession. Ahsoka resurfaced during the Star Wars Rebels era, operating as a rebellion intelligence operative under the alias Fulcrum. Her signature white lightsaber blades, prominently featured in this phase, were employed in skirmishes against Inquisitors, Maul, and even Darth Vader. These enigmatic white lightsabers, while unexplained in Star Wars Rebels and The Mandalorian, derive their origin from E.K. Johnston's Ahsoka novel. Following her survival of Order 66 and a confrontation with an Inquisitor, Ahsoka purified kyber crystals tainted by the dark side. By using her connection with the light side of the Force, she transformed the crystals into her new lightsabers. Retaining her primary blade and a shorter secondary blade, these new weapons boasted a distinctively curved hilt that we now know Ahsoka for. In the Star Wars universe, a lightsaber's color mirrors the user's disposition and temperament. Ahsoka, having wielded green and blue lightsabers previously, found her identity encapsulated by her white blades. Dave Filoni, the mind behind Star Wars Rebels, clarified that Ahsoka's white lightsabers represent her detachment from both the Jedi and Sith doctrines. Her connection to the light side remains strong. Her journey embodies a force for good, guided by her own judgments and unaffected by rigid traditions. As her story progresses, the forthcoming Ahsoka series may tell us more about the genesis of her new lightsabers. While waiting for that, it's exciting to see how Ahsoka's lightsabers tell the story of her evolution as a character in the Star Wars universe. While the lightsaber is the go-to weapon for the Jedi, it's not enough to simply have a lightsaber. Knowing how to use it, or better put, fight with it, the lightsaber constitutes an important aspect of wielding a lightsaber. There are 7 traditional forms of lightsaber combat in the Star Wars universe. Out of these 7, Ahsoka Tano used 3 during her evolution as a character. Today, Ahsoka Tano's prowess with a lightsaber is a remarkable fusion of 2 distinct combat forms, Ataru and Jar'Kai, a pairing that perfectly complements her exceptional agility, speed, and adaptability on the battlefield. The foundation of Ahsoka's primary form lies in Ataru, also known as Form 4. This aggressive and acrobatic style harnesses the power of swiftness and motion. Ataru practitioners channel their energy into dynamic, flowing movements, using their own bodies as a weapon to execute sweeping attacks and elegant evasions. At the heart of Ahsoka's combat prowess is Jar'Kai, a specialized technique involving the simultaneous use of dual lightsabers. This technique empowers Ahsoka with a formidable blend of offense and defense, granting her flexibility to swiftly adapt her tactics to ever-changing combat scenarios. Emerging from Form 3, Form 5, known as the Way of the Krayt Dragon, evolved by incorporating the precision of its defensive movements into a more aggressive approach to combat. The fundamental concept revolves around using your core strength to assert dominance over opponents. The first variant, Shien, centers on redirecting blaster bolts back towards their origins. This technique enables a Jedi to safeguard themselves while simultaneously turning the hostile intent of foes into a strategic advantage. The second variant, Gemso, extends the same principle to lightsaber dueling. This variant emphasizes intercepting an opponent's assault, subsequently channeling that kinetic energy to seamlessly transition into a potent counterstrike. Ahsoka's journey through the world of lightsaber combat is a testament to her growth and evolution as a character, and her lightsaber hilt design serves as a visual narrative of this progression through shifting circumstances. In her formative years, Ahsoka received training primarily in Ataru, coupled with a degree of proficiency in Shien, the 5th form. Shien's emphasis on potent counterattacks and redirection became relevant in Ahsoka's early battles as she began to hone her skills. As Ahsoka's experience deepened, she seamlessly integrated the dual-wielding finesse of Jar'Kai into her fighting method. This pivotal shift is evident in her lightsaber hilt design, marked by the introduction of a shorter Shoto lightsaber alongside her conventional weapon. Upon parting ways with the Jedi Order, Ahsoka's technique underwent further evolution, mirroring her newfound independence. Her fighting style blossomed into a harmonious fusion uniting Ataru's agility, Jar'Kai's dexterity, and subtle elements from other forms. This combined combat style and approach underscores Ahsoka's adaptability and resourceful nature. So there you have it, the complete evolution of Ahsoka Tano's combat style as well as her lightsaber colors. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and watch the next one.